Hey y'all, come on in. Let's watch this clip really quick and then we'll talk about it.
How?
We met Tamika Thomas just a few days ago, a few years after she went into a CVS in North Las Vegas. She got medication she thought was going to help make her pregnant, but the pharmacy got it all wrong.
I don't come from a big family, so I wanted to make sure I had a big family.
Tamika Thomas loves her big family. She has 4 beautiful, healthy kids and wanted one more. She was having trouble getting pregnant back in 2019 and more trouble when she had to have her fallopian tubes removed after 2 dangerous pregnancies. But she wanted to fight to grow her family. The fight you ended up having
was a fight that I would have never imagined I would be fighting.
The fight, it turns out, is against CVS, this branch in North Las Vegas in particular. She went in there to get prescriptions to help jumpstart her in vitro pregnancy. She went home, took the medication, and started to cramp.
Cramping is, a norm, but my cramping went beyond that. It was extreme. It was painful.
So painful, she knew something was wrong. Expecting a drug that would trick her body into thinking it was pregnant, she checked the bottle. And your life changed that day. 2 CVS pharmacists who ended up in front of the pharmacy board had made a handful of errors filling Tamika Thomas's prescriptions. They ended up giving her a drug meant to terminate the pregnancy for which she had fought so hard.
They did exactly the opposite of what I was trying to do.
Not okay.
Not at all.
I understand people make mistakes, but that mistake took something from me.
Thomas gave heart-wrenching testimony to the Nevada State Board of Pharmacy, which sanctioned these 2 pharmacists with unprofessional conduct and failure to adequately supervise the 2 technicians that made the original mistakes. The board says someone at the pharmacy should have called the doctor because nobody at CVS could read these prescriptions. And then one of the pharmacy techs guessed wrong, entering a generic prescription name which is the exact opposite of the brand name the doctor prescribed. Then the board says the pharmacist failed to counsel the patient on what would happen when she took this drug, misoprostol, better known as the abortion pill, which destroyed those 2 embryos and broke something deep inside Tamika Thomas.
And all I got was a sorry.
Not good enough.
It will never be good enough.
A CVS spokesman mentioned that apology in a statement to the 8 News Now investigators. It says, "We've apologized to our patient for the prescription incident that occurred in 2019 and have cooperated with the Nevada Board of Pharmacy in this matter. Prescription errors are very rare, but if one does occur, we take steps to learn from it in order to continuously improve quality and patient safety."
Well, I would object to an open question like that.
But CVS's attorney repeatedly distanced himself from the pharmacist, both at the hearing table and in defense of his client.
To suspend or to take action against a pharmacy license when they really didn't do anything wrong, wasn't pledged that they did anything wrong. The only allegations are that they had these pharmacists.
And he pointed his fingers right at the pharmacist and said they did it.
Correct.
What did you think of that?
I felt like that was not okay because he should have took initiative for the company as a whole.
For his part, the attorney for CVS told the 8 News Now investigators he stands by what he told the pharmacy board and has no additional comment. But for Tamika Thomas, it does not end there.
There's not enough that I can say. There's not enough therapy. There's not enough medication that'll take the thoughts away, that'll take the pain away.
The pharmacy as a whole was fined the maximum under the statute. That's $10,000. At least one of those pharmacists no longer works for CVS, and they both got fined and are essentially on probation for a year.
So, Kyle, I mean, obviously there was the fine. One of them looked somewhat remorseful there in front of the pharmacy board. So we're wondering, does Tamika Thomas sue now? What's her next?
So far, no lawsuit. This woman had to work through quite a bit in order to even be able to talk about this with me and go before the board. And I know she'd like to sue, but this happened 4 years ago, and in most cases in Nevada, the statute of limitations is 3 years.
And Kyle, we saw in your story there CVS apologize. Did the pharmacists apologize?
Yes, they both did, and tomorrow we'll see their apology and we'll investigate how and why some of these mistakes get made.
Okay. Kyle, thank you for that.
This is absolutely devastating news. And the fact that all she received was a sorry. I'm not sure why no one looked into this case when the incident happened. And I'm also not sure why the issue is just now coming out. I'm not sure if she been said something about it or now. But like they said, the statute of limitation is about 3 years in Vegas, but I still feel like she deserves justice. She deserves something. It doesn't matter how long a person wait. Well, it shouldn't matter how long a person wait before they go ahead and file their lawsuits or whatever they're doing. Okay, maybe the reason it took so long is because she was grieving. Do you know how many procedures and the process it takes when you get your babies put inside you like that? It's a process. It's draining, so maybe in the beginning she was grieving. Now that she's not grieving as much, or she had a time to think and breathe, now she's ready to pursue. But now they're saying that the statute of limitation has already been done. She was shy by a year. So hopefully there is something that can be done. Now, the attorney that was sitting next to the pharmacist, he doesn't care. He's just like, okay, whatever. And I really feel sad for her because she was crying, very upset, as you saw in the clip. She was very upset, crying in the meeting with the pharmacy and the judge and everyone. And as you can see, the pharmacists were even crying. The lady, she was crying. I'm not sure if she was crying because she was really sad or if she was scared she was going to jail, or a mixture of both. It was a lot of emotions going on in that room that day, positive and negative. So all she received was a sorry, and I really feel bad for her. But it's very heartbreaking. So I'm guessing the rules have changed, because every time I go to a pharmacy and I pick up my prescription, they always ask me, do I have any questions about the medication? Is this my first time getting the medication? They ask all those questions every time I go. So maybe that's a new thing. Maybe if they would have done that then it wouldn't have been an issue. Well, that wasn't the case. The case was they couldn't read the prescription. So what they're supposed to do is call the doctor's office and verify what the medication is. Who would just go ahead and fill a prescription without knowing exactly what they're supposed to be doing? And if you don't know, let's just say the doctor's office is closed. Maybe they could have called the customer and say, hey, but we have a prescription here. We can't really make out what it's saying. Do you have any idea what the doctor's office prescribed for you? And then they would have known then that it's something to help her with her pregnancy, not to terminate the pregnancy. So the whole situation is very sad, and hopefully she gets justice for her and her family, because it's very devastating, and it's terrible. So comment down below your thoughts, and comment down below what do you think, and then we could talk about it.